Good morning and welcome to another edition of Vintage Drum Restoration Garage. It's Independence Day 2023 and I thought I'd introduce you to one of my recent finds. It's from the year 1901. This is a Marlin 1894 rifle. I'll just give you a quick view of everything. There's the butt. And there's all the stamped identification on there for you. Hope you can see that. It says Marlin Safety. (1894) model 1894. I don't believe that this stock has ever been messed with. Shows its age, and that's appropriate. I like that. I'm glad no one's messed with that. I do believe that it's been reblued, and that's kind of a shame, but we take what we can get. So here's a good overview of it. This is the takedown model too, which it makes it much more appealing and desirable to me. And the way you take it down is simply, there's a little, you just press the end of the magazine tube, pull it out, comes out about 3/4 of an inch. Then what you do is you open the action, and this is the lock for it, and you just unscrew it. Now when I got this rifle, I wasn't able to get it apart, so I very carefully took the action apart down here, and I could see that this tube part here was sticking out here. Let's find out what that's called. Just a second. Okay, I've got a Numrich #3 reference guide here. Very handy little book here. And here's a breakdown of this particular rifle. And you can see that. All right, so you can see that this is the barrel here, and you can see that it has threads here, so that's like a takedown. And here's the magazine here. There's a spring in here, and number 41 is called a magazine tube follower. So this is the tube follower, and here's the spring, and 43 is called the magazine tube plug. So let me show you what happened here. Okay, so I've taken the two screws out of the four-end band here. I just slided this forward, and then what you have to do is you have to bring the magazine in the closed position, and there's a screw here that you have to take out. Okay, then once that screws out, you can just take your fore-end off of here, slide it forward, take the magazine tube out of there, take the fore-end off of there, the band. And here's the little retainer that goes up here on the barrel here. Just slides into this little slot like that. Set that aside. Now we have to take this little, there's a pin in here, and that has to be taken out carefully. If you look there carefully, you'll see that little pin. So I've got a set of different size punches, and I'll let's just move this stuff here. I've got a new spring for this, that's why I'm going to take this apart and show you. Yeah, I've got that pin pulled out pretty much, and I'm just going to take a pair of needle nose and gently pull on it. Hard to get these pins out of here on camera. You got everything in front of you, the camera in front of you. So when you get this pin out of here, this part comes out, and that's called a, number 43 is a magazine tube plug. So that's what it's shaped like here. And the magazine tube plug, this part here actually goes in like this, so when you put it back together it has to go in like this, and the screw goes through the hole, and the pin goes through here, obviously. So now we're ready to remove the spring here, and this spring, I've got a new one. I bought one from Numrich, and on this magazine I have a couple little dents here, as you can see. I tried to remove them with some, tried to carefully remove them, but I'm just not able to, and I don't want to ruin the magazine, so I've taken the dents out a little bit, but not great. But that's not affecting the spring, so I'm just going to pull the spring out. And let's check this spring compared to this spring that Numrich sent me. Got a brand new one in the bag here. Although the old one is actually pretty good. That took about 5 minutes to unwind that spring. Now this spring they sent me from Numrich is, well, it's much shorter than this one, so it's about a third shorter, and the diameter is not there, so I'm going to go ahead and install the old one. Even though it's got a few little kinks in it, it works, and I think it's the original one. As you can see, it's got a few little. But let me show you what was going on with this rifle, with this magazine tube. This part here the magazine tube follower, the spring's in here and it pushes this follower forward. And what was going on here is, I'm going to let that fall out of there. What was going on here is that this tube here was all worn out around here. And the follower was just coming right out of there and getting locked in the action here. It wouldn't come. It just went forward and was getting locked in there, so you couldn't turn the barrel out of there. So what I did was I carefully crowned this, I guess that's what you call it, like cone shaped it very carefully all around here, and then I made the diameter just perfect to where it would not allow the follower here to come out of there, but it allowed just this end here to protrude the way it should. So when you put it back in the tube here, it stops the way it should now. And that was what was wrong with it. Matter of fact, when I bought this rifle, the person who was selling it didn't know that this was a takedown. And I didn't either, really. I'm pretty new to these Marlins. But I had a sneaking suspicion because of this this locking lever that's on here. Where is it? Oh, it's on the barrel. See, so this locking lever is on here, and of course someone was trying to get the thing open, and they've, you know, put a screwdriver in there or whatever, and tried to force it open. And look at all the marks they put on it from years of messing around. Well, I'll show you that here. All along in here, it's all dinged up. You can hardly read the writing or the stamp of the serial number. So let me put this back together quick. Well, after messing around trying to get this old spring back in, I decided to use my brain a little bit, and I simply stretched the new spring out. I suppose that's what you guys do, the gunsmiths that really know what they're doing. You stretch it out a little bit longer than the barrel. This is a 24-inch barrel. And of course it worked. I was able to put it in the magazine tube, slide the plug in there, and get everything back to normal. And let's see, we've got the nice spring there. That works real good. I'll pop that back out and gently put it back together. I was really happy to get this particular firearm. And oh, by the way, this rifle is chambered in 25-20. As you can see there, hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. 25-20. And I don't have any snap caps, but I happen to have some rounds here. And it's basically a varmint sort of a gun. Here's the round. I will not use these live rounds for any kind of demonstrations here, but just wanted to let you know what they look like. They're kind of hard to find. I have not shot this particular rifle, but I look forward to. I was after this rifle off of a widow for quite a while. She started out at an astronomical price, and I just said I can't do that. But we settled on a reasonable price for the two of us, and it worked out. So let's let's look at this Marlin book that I just recently got. If you guys haven't checked out Milsup Garage, M-I-L-S-U-P Garage, Milsup Garage. This guy has a great channel, and he was showing this book on his channel, and it's really thick. Look at it, it's huge, and it's quite a large book too, and it's just loaded with information. So I highly recommend it. It's about $100. So here's the section on well, I've got a printout here of the serial numbers, and this particular gun is with the damage around the serial number, it's just really hard to make out, but I was able to make it out. It's 230241. 230241, which on this Marlin serial number date code, it comes down to 1901, or let's see, 23, could be 1902, I guess. Yeah, so 230, yeah, falls into the 1901 era or date. So if you guys have got any information on this takedown model, I know on the Marlin, I think it's a collector's site, those guys are pretty knowledgeable. I haven't really reached out to them yet, but So we've got this Marlin repeating rifle model. This has got the 24-inch barrel, and according to this book, you could get different barrels lengths for $1 more an inch, and it's a case hardened receiver. Someone blued this. This should be the non-blued, case hardened look. And they didn't mention that it came in the 25-20 chambering. Let's see. It says here that the 25 caliber was offered in 1894. I guess. And okay, so the 1894 model designation was marked on the top tang just behind the hammer. However, a few unmarked receivers has been noted that may have been model 1889 receivers finished in the model 1894 fashion. The usual marking was the model 1894, which this one has. After about 1905, the tang marking was changed to read Marlin model 94. Interesting. It also says here, starting with the model 1889 and solid top receiver, the receiver were stamped Marlin safety, which this one is. And however, in 1903, when L.L. Hepburn patented receiver, receiver rear sight holes were placed into the top of the 1894 receivers, there was no longer room for the short receiver for both the Marlin safety marking and the screw holes. Thereafter, the roll stamp was discontinued, and those receivers that were so drilled and tapped, model 1893 and 1895 receivers, had enough room on the top so that the Marlin safety marking could be moved forward out of conflict. Another thing you don't see on this particular rifle is the saddle ring. As you see here, it's not there. I suppose it wasn't ordered with one. It's funny that this rifle here does have the screw holes for the L.L. Hepburn receiver sight and tang. This has it for the tang sight. These look like factory holes. And they show it right here, but also on the receiver he had these holes, which this does not have. You can see where the barrel screws into the receiver here. You can see the end of the threads there. This spring here is really, really tight. Oh, you can't do it here. Okay, it has to be closed for that too. Let's see it. Yeah, no, it's not too bad. Wish I had some snap caps to put on there, realistic snap caps. What else? Anyway, I was just I wanted to share this rifle with you guys, and if you got any information on it, I'd appreciate it. Like I said, I was really thrilled to get this thing. I just think it's so cool, and it's a little out of my usual content on this here channel. It's usually drum related, but this is a percussion device of sorts, and drums are percussion devices, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you got any information, just let me know. So until the next one, I'll talk to you later.